Happy 31st anniversary, GRCAM members. Our theme, embracing the global African awakening for this Nehemiah assignment. First, I would like to thank everyone who have participated on my discussion panel during our monthly virtual conferences. I have good news and I also have bad news. Let's start with the bad news first. During Christmas of last year, I ended up catching COVID and I did not recover until the middle of February of this year. I was determined to create a GoFundMe page for our film project. I created a GoFundMe page in March of this year, 2022. I encourage all of my listeners, everyone on my friends list, and everyone in my social groups to go to our GoFundMe page. I provide the link in the comment section of this video podcast. You can also find it posted on my YouTube page and on my Medium transcript under Show and Prove. Now, once you click on that link, out of 1,618 people on my Facebook friends list, only 3 people have donated to our film project this year. This is why it's taken me so long to get things done. Black people don't want to read. They don't want to buy items from our virtual store. It takes capital to start a business. I'm using GoFundMe as a crowdfunding source so that everyone knows exactly where the funds are going. Once we reach 200,000, then we will work on doing the movie trailer and creating the film poster. Our goal is to raise $500,000 in order to make a quality Black empowerment film based on my revised book, quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, 2nd edition. The title of the film is entitled Hood Liberator, Made in Chicago, The War Against Willie Lynch Begins. The sequel, African Liberator, Battle Against the Colonized Mindset, will be made in South Africa. Anyone on my friends list or in my social groups who think that this is a scam, then please remove yourself off my Facebook page and from my social groups immediately. Those same people who refuse to support our film project will go pay to watch the new film, Wakanda Forever. I'm not hating. I'm just stating the facts. Black people would rather spend money to a company that is doing nothing for the black community. Life is too short to be going through unnecessary drama. Through our Christian business, we will focus on solving social issues within the African American community, starting in Chicago. We will also host African tours in order to reconnect with our brothers and sisters in Africa, and then eventually in the Caribbean and Brazil. This is what we are facing in America. Multi-generational trauma, institutionalized racism, mass incarceration, police misconduct, and failing schools. Black people like Carrie Irving is being dragged through the mud by the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League. This brother did not say anything against Jewish people. He only posted a link to a documentary entitled Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America, unquote. Why are they not targeting Amazon, who is making money from the film, but instead focusing on a black man who posts this film on his platform? The white supremacist financial elites are allowing illegal Latino immigrants to flood our borders in order to neutralize the black vote, while a majority of off-code Negroes continue to vote against our interests, which is reparations and having an anti-black hate crime bill. They are making it hard for us to live in this country. My critics have the nerve to ask me what has taken me so long to start my Christian business in Chicago. I flipped the script and asked them, have they purchased my revised book? They say no. I asked them, have they purchased any items from our virtual store? They say no. I asked them, have they donated any seed money through our PayPal page? If so, they can use it as a tax write-off because the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit, faith-based and community advocacy organization. They say no. I asked them, have they donated to our GoFundMe page? They say no. Then what the hell do you expect? Ladies and gentlemen, without support from the black grassroots and the global African family, then I am unable to do my job point blank. All I can do is pray and continue to watch our children die in the streets of America. I want to speak directly to my Christian group members in Light of the World Inspirational Group and Christian Spoken Word Network. To my Christian friends, faith without works is dead. I'm asking each of you for three things. First, help get my revised book on the bestsellers list by purchasing either my ebook for $9.99 or my softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling. Secondly, subscribe to my YouTube page. It's free. And most of all, share my video podcast with all of your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and any other social media that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Finally, give what you can through our GoFundMe page to help create history. I want to speak directly to my African group members, GRCAM of Africa. What I'm trying to do through this group is build a bridge between Black Americans and continental Africans in order to form an alliance with Africans on the continents. I need my global African family who live in the following African nations: South Africa, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, Angola, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Uganda, who have family members or friends from your country living abroad in such places as Canada, Europe, or the United States of America. Please encourage your family members or friends about purchasing my revised book. Encourage them to purchase items from our virtual store, and encourage them to donate to our film project. Finally, encourage them to send me a friend request on Facebook and tell them to include their email address so that I can email them everything that I do online. This will help get the ball rolling. I don't want to die in America. I want to bring my talents and skills to the continent and work with Africans who want more out of life. Once GRCAM of Chicago is up and running, we will declare war on this Willie Lynch mentality within Black society. I don't want to be doing this another 31 years. My film project is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group in America. Since Black America has rejected my plan and vision for the past 31 years, my Christian business will be membership-based. Those who are not part of us, we will pray for them, show them tough love, and keep it moving. Our goal is to build GRCAM of Chicago in America first, before we expand to 10 African nations for credibility. When I come to Africa, I don't want to waste time explaining who I am. My Christian business will speak for itself. My vision for Africa is to offer private employment to our members based on our budget and sponsorship in the forms of stipends. We will begin in South Africa. I will lead by example by applying for dual citizenship in hopes of encouraging my members in America to do the same. We will purchase property and set up chapters in South Africa, as well as shoot our second film there. Why South Africa? Because they have a similar history to Black Americans. They face apartheid while we face Jim Crow. It's the same thing, just different names. Unlike Nelson Mandela, who was embraced by his people for fighting to liberate South Africans from the white supremacist financial elites, I have little to no support for my cause. Help stop the genocide in American ghettos. This is why I am online to promote our cause and to recruit brave and smart Black people and African people who are like-minded to come forth and help turn my vision and plan into a reality starting in Chicago. We will unite our middle-class Africans and our so-called underclass Africans so that we can build an awesome Christian business that will create jobs for Africans and help improve the African economy. We will provide infrastructure for clean running water in the shanty towns of South Africa, offer agricultural technology to feed the people, offer solar energy to help our members with their electric generators, and most of all, help improve the African economy in each country we will visit and set up a chapter in. The Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago objective is to unite the African American community with the Black immigrant community in America, especially in Chicago. I am calling upon Black immigrants in America from these African nations, the South African community, the Liberian community, Ivory Coast community, Ghana community, Nigeria community, Angola community, Kenya community, Ethiopian community, Tanzania community, and Uganda community to come forth and work with me directly in turning my vision and plan into a reality. Once we establish our Christian business in Chicago, then we will host our African tours to your country. You can help be our guide and assist us in setting up local chapters in your homeland. They can also vouch for my credibility. In time, we will expand to Brazil and Pacific places in the Caribbean, such as Barbados, Bahamas, Haiti, and Jamaica. I want to speak directly to my secular group members in GRCAM Chicago, New Black Voices of Media, etc., as well as people on my Facebook friends list. You don't have to be a Christian to be a part of this new movement. All I ask is that you respect our beliefs. It's not my job to convince you that God exists. That's between you and your maker. All I care about is that you can follow instructions and that you come forth with clean hands. First, help me get my revised book on the bestsellers list by purchasing either my ebook for $9.99 or my softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling. Secondly, subscribe to my YouTube page. It's free, and most of all, share my video podcast with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. Share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and any other social media that you are on. Finally, give what you can through our GoFundMe page to help create history. We're going to try to get this film project fully funded and made so that we can move from behind a computer family. We need the whole global African family to get behind this. This Christian business and film project is 100% grassroots. We don't have any political party assisting us. This is nonpartisan. We are not affiliated with anyone. We're independent. Black millennials and Generation Z, this Christian business is my gift to you, but only for active group members. I am using this video podcast to get my message out to the public. Those of you who have non-Black friends, please encourage them to patronize our film project. Those who are fully Willie Lynch don't want to see us succeed in building something positive in the Black community. I don't want to be bogged down in America talking to Black people who don't care about our racial group. Those persons will not be part of this business. This is why we will screen everyone once this Christian business is up and running. I lack two things, the manpower and the capital. This is why I wrote my revised book and created my virtual store in hopes of generating capital so that I can move my virtual Christian socialist organization from behind the computer and make our presence known in the African American community, starting on the west side of Chicago and eventually expand to the south side of Chicago. Jesus/Joshua has given me specific instructions to go beyond the four walls of the church and make an impact in the Black community through the economy or the marketplace. First, meet the needs of the Black community by reaching out to the unreachable, the unlovable, the brokenhearted, the homeless, the sick and broken in spirit through our programs and services. Show them an authentic form of Christianity. For me, that would be Christian socialism. A Christian socialist is a form of socialism based on the teachings of Jesus. Many Christian socialists believe that capitalism is adulterous and rooted in greed, social inequality, and institutionalized racism, which most Christian denominations consider a moral sin. We will focus on what we stand for: love, compassion, social justice, and liberation theology. Jesus told us to focus on the least of these in society, according to Matthew chapter 25, verse 35 through 40. He also commanded us to be a witness to others, not just for us to read his word, but to activate social change in the world, according to Matthew chapter 28, verse 16 through 20. We will be committed to the healing ministry of Jesus by showing compassion to inner city youth and their families, which will promote dignity to the people and community we will serve. We will emphasize the importance of morals and character development for both Christians and secular people. We will also focus on strengthening the Black family and focus on solving Black issues in America by promoting Black economic empowerment through entrepreneurship. My purpose for being online is to mobilize like-minded Black people and like-minded African people and others on my friends list and people in my social groups to come forth and be a part of our film project. Once we raise the $500,000, then I will select a Black production company or a African production company. I'm looking for the following: seasoned film crew such as sound technicians, computer graphic designers, assistant directors, director of photography, camera assistants, hair and makeup artists, production assistants, actors and actresses, comedians, dancers, models, musicians, poets, gospel singers, screenwriters, and secular artists. I have limited background in filmmaking, therefore I will hire qualified professionals to assist me and Sister Renee in getting our story on the big screen. I have my film proposal and submitted it to several angel investors, foundations, and corporations, but no response. So I decided we will do this ourselves. First, we need to raise the funds so that people will take us serious. The proceeds from the film will go towards funding our Christian business for Kyle, Chicago. There are lots of violent prevention programs in Chicago, yet urban violence still continues. 31 years, established Black organizations refuse to work with me, including the Black Church, and this is why I am starting a new movement in Black America and throughout the diaspora called GRCAM, which is about promoting a black economic empowerment in the 21st century. About us. I created the grassroots community activist movement, GRCAM, because I was fed up with all of the division among black people. Pan-Africanism was not working for African Americans / Black Americans. I wanted to start a new movement. I created my first group on November 10th, 1991 on a site called Gopher. I wanted to help raise awareness about the genocide which is taking place within our inner cities in America, starting in Chicago. I also wanted to connect with other like-minded African Americans, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Canadians, Afro-Caribbeans, Afro-Europeans, African immigrants, and Native Africans from around the globe. After 15 years of being rejected, humiliated, and ignored by established black organizations in Chicago, I decided to document my experience and publish my story in hopes of attracting 30 black middle-class professionals within the United States to join my management team in order to make my black Christian business effective and successful. I am called by my Lord and Savior, Jesus / Yahshua, to rebuild our inner cities in America, similar to that of Nehemiah, who was called by God to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. He did not build that wall by himself. He had a professional team of people like architects, bricklayers, and engineers to rebuild a new city. Likewise, I want black middle-class professionals who have the following credentials: investors, black entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, and philanthropists. I'm also looking for legitimate film producers, actors, stage managers, grant writers, fundraisers, technical directors, marketers, accountants, business administrators, social workers, financial planners, lawyers, real estate brokers, and insurance agents. I have my articles of incorporation and my bylaws typed and available for our nonprofit, faith-based, and community advocacy organization. I also have my articles of organization typed and available for my for-profit business. Yet, to add insult to injury, still to this day, I don't have anyone on my management team. It's just me and Sister Renee. I want qualified black middle-class professionals on my team who will help make our Christian business effective and successful for years to come. We will have two businesses. One of the business will consist of a nonprofit organization, and the other will consist of a for-profit service-based business. In God's time, we will expand into the hotel industry, traveling industry, and food industry. Our aim is to become the heart of the black community in order to promote international trade among our people and others. This alone will help improve the black ghetto if given a chance. Our focus is on strengthening the black family while improving the black community, starting in Chicago. We want to teach our members and students about becoming producers, business owners, and investors. I am seeking individuals within the United States who have read my story and who have the expertise in the following areas. And I just mentioned those earlier. Non-black sympathizers are welcome to join us. However, it's black people's responsibility to build it and to own it. And non-black sympathizers, they're going to be screened just like everybody else, and it's going to be on an individual basis, not as a group. We will use an Afrocentric perspective. My revised book is the foundation of my Christian business. My book is just the beginning. What I want to be remembered for is trying to build something positive in the black community instead of complaining about the white man, career politicians, and the government. Once I have my management team in place, then I will start the Grassroots Community Activist Institute in Chicago. GRCAM Chicago will be a multi-purpose facility. We will provide quality programs and services to benefit Black families and the Black community while promoting cultural retentions. GRCAM Chicago will operate under 7 separate functions under one roof. We will have a social service component, a spiritual component, which will be optional for secular people, a political component, which we will teach our members about like political education. So they'll learn the ins and outs. You have to be politically minded, well-rounded in this day and age. 4, an entertainment component. 5, an entrepreneur component. 6, a Black media component, which will be the new Black voices of media. And 7, a health and wellness component. GRCAM is a 21st century Black empowerment and kingdom building approach to solving Black issues in America and throughout the diaspora. GRCAM will focus on 2 fronts, domestically and internationally. On a domestic front, our focus is on solving Black issues in America. GRCAM Chicago mission to eradicate urban violence in Chicago through arts, culture, spiritual development, commerce, and hosting African tours. To support Black-owned businesses who partner with us in order to strengthen their participation in the economy. GRCAM Chicago envisions a world where Black business owners have an equitable opportunity to compete and succeed in a global marketplace and achieve economic independence. To advocate for public policy supporting Black businesses and respect for accountability to all stakeholders. To promote economic opportunities in the African American community by being a community advocate and resource for our members. To strengthen the Black family by working directly with single Black mothers, single Black fathers who want to utilize our programs and service while improving the Black community, starting in Chicago. We will teach our members and students about becoming producers, business owners, and investors. For example, we will offer youth services to children and young adults by providing them with stipends to be in our films, stage plays, and music videos. This act alone will have a positive impact in the Black community based on our budget and sponsorship. To offer a second chance program for ex-offenders, former gang members, I want to say ex-offenders for nonviolent crimes, former gang members, and homeless individuals within the community. To create a sense of national urgency about the genocide which is taking place within our inner cities in America, starting in Chicago. We will achieve this through journalism, social media, and public forums. In all of our work, we strive to educate and enlarge our audience of concerned citizens who care about solving Black issues once and for all in America. To teach our members and students the importance of financial literacy. Excellence. We will strive for excellence by working to improve our skills, programs, and services. Respect. We believe that each person we encounter should be valued and treated with dignity, courtesy, and respect. Integrity. We will hold our staff accountable for their actions and expect them to be honest, ethical, and open in all they do. Community involvement. We will be dedicated to improving the health and well-being of the community we serve. Our vision, to provide quality programs and initiatives that prepare our members and students to reach their personal life goals and to stay in good health. The Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago will take the lead in the marketplace by creating community health care, community grocery stores, and eventually community housing for our members. Under our nonprofit, faith-based, and community advocacy organization, GRCAI of Chicago will be governed by an advisory board. GRCAI of Chicago will be membership-based and operated for the mutual benefit of our members. Also, any earnings we make are returned to our members in the forms of lower prices through our quality programs and services from our for-profit business. Our members come first, and we will be committed to providing reliable information with them. Under our for-profit business, we will have live music, theater, art exhibits, dance performances, African cultural activities by the diaspora, the Caribbean, Brazil, and Native Africans. We will also include kids' activities. We will offer state-of-the-art recreational center that will have bowling, high rope adventure courses, captivating game rooms, stylish billboards, energetic dance rooms, and quality restaurants, various businesses, on-site child care, and an on-site music recording studio for our students making documentary films and stage plays. In addition, we will host family fun activities including combination deals, birthday parties, weddings, and corporate parties. GRCAI of Chicago will promote our members' business, increase exposure through our marketing initiatives, public relations campaigns, and corporative advertising, which will reach local, regional, national, and global markets. We will also highlight our members' business during our networking events and in our monthly newsletters. As a voice of advocacy for the African American community, we will help build a strong foundation for our programs and services. On an international front, GRCAI of Africa mission is to focus on solving issues on the African continent. In time, we will expand to the Caribbean. The Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Africa will assist the diaspora in the ability to shop with, visit, invest in, and relocate back to Africa. All of our products and services will be provided by skilled and professional Africans from around the continent. It's important for the diaspora to make the connection physically and economically. GRCAI of Africa will be there to help arrange travel, assist with tours, translators, and more. This is not a one person's responsibility. This is a shared responsibility. GRCAM is a 21st century Christian movement. GRCAI of Chicago's main objective is to promote economic opportunities in the African American community by becoming an advocate and resource for our members. GRCAI of Africa will provide local food connections that are accessible through our cooperative grocery stores for our members. In all of our work, we strive to educate and enlarge our audience. Before I cut and run to Africa, we need to get GRCAI of Chicago established in America first for credibility. The only thing which is preventing me from turning my virtual Christian socialist organization into a real black Christian business is the lack of manpower in the capital. Again, this is why I turn to social media to get my message out to the public through my YouTube videos, my social groups, my blog postings, my online talk show, my revised book, and now through my docudrama. The Grassroots Community Activist Movement is a global community of thinkers and builders. I don't operate like the next black man. I have my own style. I will run my business the way I run my home, drama free. Once the proceeds from the film start pouring in, then I will hire qualified black middle class professionals, purchase property in Chicago and buy office equipment. I will declare war on this willingness mentality within the black culture. Those who have rejected my vision and plan will not be allowed in my business. Those who have participated on my online talk show, I will invite them to come to America and preach during our live events. Those that's here in the United States that lives out of states, we will make arrangements to have them to come and speak at our live events. And through the business, we will compensate them for their time and talent. We will hold mandatory orientations. Everyone must sign the community pledge and submit their thumbprint. No exceptions. Anyone who tries to change our focus will get 2 warnings. A third time, that person or persons will be placed on our Judas list along with their name, picture, and address. They will also be barred for life. We will raise the standard or the bar in Black America. This organization is for the descendants of American slaves and a place where we can heal collectively. This organization is also for continental Africans, a place where they can heal from colonization. No hardened criminals, no active gang members, no con artists, no degenerates, no urban terrorists, no pedophiles, and no off-code Negroes allowed in this business. This is membership-based, and this is how I get down. This is my contribution back to my community, society, and throughout the African diaspora. The Chi of Chicago membership. We will offer different membership levels. Basic membership will include access to all networking, educational, and annual events. Networking membership and entrepreneur membership will provide access to our satellite office. No more meeting clients at the local coffee shop. Just bring your laptop or smartphone to our workstations and meet your clients in a professional environment. We will offer conference rooms for meetings. It's my hope that GRCAM Chicago will be known as an independent Christian business dedicated to building and strengthening Black families and improving the African American community, especially those most affected by poverty. We want to focus on solving complex issues such as systematic racism, social inequality, and urban violence. This is why my story needs to be told. I am not getting pushback from white people. I'm getting pushback from Black people, and that's a shame. I have not abandoned my people. I take serious our responsibility to Chicago and to all the people who live there. Transformational impact requires our commitment and courage. We are all in this together. What happens to one of us affects all of us. Change begins when we listen to, elevate, and celebrate the experience and work of the individuals. Everyone deserves to achieve their potential. However, opportunity can only be fully available when we join with others to directly and internationally address the effects and causes of systematic racism and economic disparities. At the core of our work is about helping improve people's lives. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our online platform dedicated to educate the minds of our members and listeners in the areas of economics, politics, and social issues which affects Black people. We emphasize a strong focus on family values and promote Black economic empowerment. This is our time to shine. While the rest of the world is distracted by the uncertainty of the war in Ukraine, inflation, and a looming recession, we as a community must focus on rebuilding the Black community to get ahead of the dismay and combat the disparities in Black America. Instability. Support our cause. Help stop the genocide in American ghettos. We cannot continue without help from people like you. We're not getting any financial support from corporations or the government. Black America has two choices: either embrace annihilation or embrace survival. And I need all my people that's listening, just say this with me. And this is a hashtag, not another 31 years. Bible references. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 4. He becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. Proverbs 13, verse 22. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. Proverbs 29, verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. Thank you all for listening to my presentation. And so what we're going to do is that we're going to turn the show over to my panel, and I'm going to let them say their piece. And once they're done, then we're going to open up the phone lines for our listeners for Q&A. But bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, the bottom line, yes, I know that these are long speeches, get kind of long-winded, but this is very important stuff. And this stuff needs to be solved. And I don't understand everything. All I know is this is what the Lord placed on my heart. I didn't ask for this assignment. Yes, it would have been much easier if the Lord would have blessed me with the capital, but again, He blessed me with the vision. And I'm not interested in writing more books. I'm interested in creating black businesses, making quality black films, and just trying to, help improve our inner cities so our youth don't keep killing each other. And trying to work with black families that's trapped in American ghettos to give them options. I don't want to see none of my members living in no urban war zone. That's not cool at all. But what I want to do is do the best that I can while I'm here in America to, shed light. Create our own media so that way we can come together and make Chicago a model. And hopefully this organization can expand to other cities across the United States. But my thing is, I don't have another 31 years going through this stuff. Once we get this thing up and running here in Chicago, I want to make sure that I'm able to sustain myself in Africa before I cut and run and live in Africa. That's all I'm saying. And when I come to Africa, I want to make sure that I'm in a position where I can hire, my staff from the Kai of Africa. Maybe, I want to make sure I can hire them. And for us to, work with each other in terms of doing this international trade, again, starting in South Africa, and we want to replicate it in other African nations. No, the Lord did not call me to do a storefront. He gave me a big idea. But this idea, but the unfortunately part is that, and this is where I get very discouraged, is that I keep running across a lot of our brothers and sisters that's full of Willie Lynch. And I have those same type of people that's in my groups. And so they can hide behind that computer, but hey, I'm trying to move from behind the computer. And that's how come I want to do this film, because I want to get my story out there. And if you're a member of GRCAM, then, this is your story as well. Some people might get confused when I say GRCAM and GRCAI. GRCAM is just the ideas. But I want to turn those ideas into a reality, and that's the GRCAM part, because we're going to have that physical building. Again, I have my business plan for both my nonprofit business as well as my for-profit business. Right now, we're going to just focus on the nonprofit business. In the book, I wanted to focus on the for-profit business, but unfortunately, I couldn't find any investors. Because see, when you're trying to do something to help improve, solve problems in the black community, then, a lot of it seem like people that's full of Willie Lynch, they don't want that. They don't want a solution. They'd rather sit and complain and all this, just stuff to make us look bad as a racial group.